What's up, you guys? I guess you could already guess by the title. Survival world. We're gonna see how long we could survive. I mean, it's fucking survival, it's not hardcore. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I gave myself a bonus chest. Look, to each his own, okay? I don't fucking care. After I collected all the items from the chest, I started looking for a village. A village! A vlog! After arriving at the village, I decided it was in our best interest to start stealing some of their loot for ourselves. We'd return it in the future, but we're gonna need it for now. And after that, it was time to get some stone for some better tools. Then it was time to get some wool for our bed so that we could sleep through the night. I used this campfire to cook up my food and set up my little area, and that is how we ended day 1. On day 2, I was ready to find some more iron and coal until I ran into this guy, which did not end in the way I was hoping for. I ended up finding a lot of coal, but not very much iron, which I was pretty upset about. And with that iron, I crafted my shield. Since I didn't find any iron in the caves, I decided to start a strip mine. Along the way, I found some copper and ended up making some armor for some extra protection. I found a decent amount of iron in the strip mine, which was just enough to get me started. After returning from the mines, I decided to start punching some grass to get some seeds for a farm and look for some sugarcane so we could start our sugarcane farm. And after that, I decided to chop down some of the trees in the area just so that more mobs would spawn. With the seeds we gathered from earlier, I decided to start tilling this area to make our farm. After the farm was completed, I decided to call it a night, ending day 4. On day 5, I started digging out in this little area on the side of this cliff. I just thought it would make for the perfect starter base, so I started digging in and really making this place a home. On the morning of day 7, I realized that I had been working on the starter base for 2 days straight, and I needed a break from it. So I decided to start making an area for the animal pen. After finishing the animal pen and luring a few cows and pigs in there, I decided to, keep up with the chores and the crops and all that good stuff. And after that was done, I decided to make the storage room. The majority of day 8 was pretty much getting more wood for the chest because I didn't realize how much wood I was actually going to need, and I was pretty low on resources. And on day 9, I was finally able to breed some cows. After I had put in the last 5 chests for my storage room, life felt great. I was so tired of collecting wood all day just to finish the storage room. I also decided to put barrels above the chest like an idiot. I thought it would look nice, and it does, but now I can't open some of the chests because they're blocked by the barrels. Day 10 was pretty much same old, breed cows, breed pigs, collect crops, and repeat the process over and over, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. When carving out our base, I did make an area for an enchantment room, and on the morning of day 11, I decided to place the only bookshelves that I had in the enchantment room just to kind of get it started. Guys, don't mind this next clip. It was my birthday. I had just gotten a haircut. I was super hyped, so just ignore it. Cause I got it where I want it right now. It just feels so good. Peep the new haircut. Yeah, dog, peep it. I fuck with it, dog. I rock with that. But I got a tattoo for my birthday. Another one. God. It goes like this. It goes like this. Bro, I'm looking at myself. I fuck with this haircut, dude. I like it. Okay, so yesterday I was able to play for like 15 minutes. But I recorded it, but it's just taking up shit on my PC. So all I did was I found a ruined portal and I got a lava bucket from it. I then adventured to find dripstone and was not successful. I wanted to keep this part in because it also explains why I'm now on day 17, because that is how long I was looking for dripstone for. And these next few days just consist of me trying to grind and get leather so I can make the level 30 enchantment table. On day 19, I was kind of tired of grinding for leather, so I decided to start digging out an area for the nether room, or the portal room. And after I was done carving everything out, this is what it looked like. I was pretty happy with it. On the morning of day 20, I found a wandering trader. You will never believe what trade he had. Bro, he had dripstone. I was so fucking happy. Like, just look at my face, bro. Look at my reaction to this shit. I then decided to do what any normal person would do and kidnap him in my boat. You know what? No, I'm putting him in my house. Come here. You know exactly where we're fucking going, bitch. Don't mind me, guys. Just taking care of some serious shit right here. Dude, I was on a mission. I was on a mission to get these emeralds for this dripstone. That's pretty much what I did for the rest of day 20. And finally, after a long day of work, I was finally able to get some emeralds and get my precious dripstone. And now that I did have dripstone, I went ahead and just started the lava farm. Everything was going great at this point. On day 21, I was able to craft some more bookshelves, just a little bit more, in hopes of getting closer to the level 30 enchant. I was also going to need a lot more wood if I wanted to get these bookshelves crafted quickly. So that's what I did for majority of day 21. I also took the opportunity to start making the walls in the enchantment room and doing the ceiling. Day 22 wasn't really anything special. It was just, finishing the enchantment room little by little, making more bookshelves, collecting crops, all the boring stuff. On day 23, I finally was able to make my last bookshelf. Now, all I needed was obsidian for the enchantment table. So, day 24 was probably my worst enemy. What the fuck? Where did it go? Bro, you know what? It doesn't even matter. He's gone. It doesn't even matter. It's just ridiculous, dude. Like, seriously. So yeah, I was incredibly pissed just because of the fact that, how long I looked for dripstone, could not find any. And the moment that I finally get a wandering trader and put him in a boat, he disappears. He's gone. Don't know what the fuck happened to him. On day 25, I started organizing everything into my chest and labeling them with signs. I also made this lava obsidian contraption kind of thing down in the nether portal room, so I also focused on that as well. And on day 25, we had officially moved completely into the starter base. On day 26, I crafted up my first diamond pickaxe and mined up 4 or 5 obsidian. I just know that I had enough to make the enchant table. I went to make the enchant table and realized that I had no diamonds. So on day 26, that's what I was set for. I decided to go get me some diamonds. On my search for diamonds, I obtained 3, and I didn't want to waste any time. I just decided to make the enchant table because that was my main priority at this time. On day 27, I decided to enchant the fishing rod in hopes of getting better stuff while fishing. Day 27 really wasn't anything interesting. All I did was breed animals, collect crops, and fish. On day 28, I went back into the strip mine in hopes of finding gold. I actually found only 1 vein and I was pretty upset about it. I wanted to find gold because I knew that if I was going into the nether, I was gonna need some golden boots. While I was in the strip mine, I came across a loose cave and realized that I had built right on top of one. I decided that I was gonna come back later because I didn't really feel like fighting mobs at that moment. By the time I resurfaced, it was day 29, so I decided to make some golden boots with the gold that I had got from the strip mine. And using lava, I continued to place down lava to try to get obsidian. On day 30, I chopped down a crap ton of trees and decided to smelt them into charcoal so that I could use for fuel and torches. Also, on day 30, I realized that it was going to take a while for me to get the obsidian that I needed for the portal. So the following days was pretty much collecting crops, breeding animals, because there was nothing else I could really do. The lava was taking kind of a while to fall into the cauldron. On day 31, I was so tired of replanting crops, so I decided to just make the obsidian from with the lava that I already had and just put it in the mold for the nether portal. And after mining that, I only needed 6 more obsidian for the portal. I was so tired of messing with the crops and the animals. I took the opportunity to start decorating the floor, making it look like a little bit more natural. I did this in a few rooms, except for the rooms that already had flooring done in it. At this point, I realized keeping sheep in the outside pen was going to be an issue just because of the fact that they kept getting killed. Same thing with the chickens. So I headed down into the portal room and decided to kind of dig out a little underground area that I could use for the animals. After working on that for an entire day, I wanted to go see what kind of enchants I could get on my diamond pickaxe. And I figured out I could get Fortune 3. So after that, I decided to do a few extra things to try to get some more levels since I couldn't really get to the nether at this point. Those extra things included smelting food for XP, breeding and killing animals, and fishing. After 3 days of getting XP and working on the animal pen, I finally had enough obsidian to finish the portal. So I suited up, mined the obsidian, and headed into the nether. When I loaded in, I ran straight to the quartz because that was the main thing I was here for, being that I only needed 3 more levels to get to level 30. We had a few scary encounters, but it was okay, it was taken care of. While I was here, I decided to get a few more extra levels and do some trading with these piglins, until we were rudely interrupted by this guest. Also, while I was here, I wanted to try to get the Return to Cinder achievement, but for some reason, I could just not hit the fireball back at the ghast.
Come on, bro.
So that'll have to be saved for next episode.
Shit!
After that ghast despawned, I ended up going to a different area to mine quartz peacefully, and I come across another friend. And then another one decides to show up, and I was freaking out. I blocked myself in a hole, and I had to pause my game because if that ghast would have hit me, I would have died. After those encounters, I just decided to call it quits and head back to the overworld. I'm playing on easy mode, Mojang, picture game, and I decided to just get my few extra levels in the overworld. I was not trying to die to ghast. But I got back and finally got my Fortune 3 pickaxe. I was so happy. I was so excited to have my Fortune 3 pickaxe that I went strip mining for diamonds. When I returned, I literally had a stack and a half of diamonds. Now that the fun time mining diamonds was all over, I needed Silk Touch on my shelf. I needed it because I needed to be able to get a grass block to put in our underground animal pen. Because if I didn't do that, the sheep wouldn't be able to regrow their wool. So that's what I focused on these next few days. I knew that there was a chance I could get a Silk Touch book from a villager. So I started making this little area as a villager breeder. The villagers started popping out babies like crazy. So I decided to start carving out a trading hall on the side of the villager breeder. Once I got the villagers moved in, it was finally time to start trading. So as I'm editing this, I am realizing that my OBS decided to not work for some odd reason and only recorded this for like 2 hours. So I ended up getting the Silk Touch shovel, I got it through the enchantment table, and I ended up getting the grass block. And I moved 2 sheep, 2 cows, 2 pigs, and I got a chicken, and I ended up name tagging 2 of each animal. I'm so sorry that my OBS was not working today because I played for an extremely long time trying to get that Silk Touch shovel. And my game ended up crashing because I did not have any storage on my PC whatsoever.
Bro, what?
So this is the first episode of Minecraft Survival, and I hope you guys enjoyed.